Now you can learn from me in your preferred language. Just click on settings, click on the audio track and choose either from English or Hindi. Hey folks, CA Rachna Ranade here and I welcome you all to a very educational video which is about the Indian defense sector, especially in the light of the current geopolitical scenario. Now you might be like, why have I all of a sudden, why am I talking about the defense sector all of a sudden? And for that, if you have seen this video, in this video I had mentioned that if you want to know more about this sector, do let me know in the comment section. And you know what? Oh my god, so many people have asked for the same, and that is the reason why I thought of doing a video right away. You're going to find a lot of information about defense sector, about different companies which are working in this sector. So keep on watching the video till the end. Now, to understand more about the defense sector, let me take you back to 2017, where the Comptroller and Auditor General of India came up with certain shocking facts in his report. Just to have a whole idea about what was the report all about, have a look at these news articles. Many of them mentioned that Indian Army cannot fight a war longer than 10 days. Some mentioned that Indian ammunition stock faces critical shortage. Some mentioned that CAG says Army's 40% ammunition stock will last just 10 days. All in all, just to give you a quick idea about what was mentioned in these news articles, सबसे पहले first one is CAG means Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So you can imagine he's like the auditor of our government, not of any simple company, right? And he mentioned that whatever stocks the Indian defense had, that stock was not enough to last a war for longer than 10 days. But is 10 days enough or not? That was a question at that point in time. When we talk about the same situation today, I'm sure everyone knows about the Russia Ukraine war, which has lasted for more than 500 days now. I'm sure everyone knows about the Israel war, which has lasted for more than a month now. And all these things into consideration, I'm sure that the government is definitely wanting to revisit its defense strategy, that they should be having more and more stock in the defense sector. Not only this, they are also revisiting the 2.5 war strategy or 2.5 front war. And what is this? 2.5 basically is talking about two major enemies. One is Pakistan, one is China, and point 5 talks about the insurgencies that come up now and then. So just to sum up the first point or the first challenge that we are facing is that we have to ensure that the stocks that are there in the defense right now are up to the mark. But this will make us only Atmanirbhar. What about having that Atma Vishwas that not only will we produce and consume for ourselves, but we will also be able to export to other countries? And that is what is the second task that the government has taken up, and wherein government says that we have the ambitions to become a defense exporter as well. Well, if you have a look at few news articles, you will see that India aims to triple defense exports to $5 billion. In fact, there are certain figures which mention about Indian defense exports which have already reached the 16,000 crore mark. We have seen certain points where we can see India's defense exports at record high, and also defense exports rise 23 times. All these news articles, if you even have a look at this specific picture, I think makes us feel really proud. That tagline of Atmanirbharta se Atmavishwas brings us some amazing positive vibes. And even if you have a look at those figures, you can see that in the year 2016-17, the value of exports was just 1,521 crores. And from that, right now in 22-23, the value of exports has gone up to 15,920 crores. So this sums up to the defense exports being more than 10 times as compared to 2016-17. Well, now that you have understood two key points, we have to now understand about what are the different product portfolios in the defense sector. We have to understand which are the companies in India which are manufacturing these defense equipments and are also exporting them, and we have to also understand to which countries are they exporting to. So for that, let's have a look at all these points in the next section of the video. Well, in this section of the video, I'm going to talk about three key points. Number one, I'm going to talk about which defense equipment or which defense product is being exported. Number two, I'm going to talk about how many countries or which specific countries it is being exported to. And number three, I'm going to talk about which company, be it private limited company or be it a public limited company, which is actually manufacturing it and exporting it. So let's get started one by one. I'm sure by the end of this section, you're going to feel amazing I'm sure you'll get that proud feeling of being an Indian, right? So if you have a look at this, the very first one is bulletproof jackets and helmets. They are being exported to 34 countries as on date, and the major players in this section are MKU Private Limited, SM Space Armor, and Indian Armor Systems Private Limited. All three are, as you can see, private limited companies. The second one is ALH, that is the Advanced Light Helicopter, Dhruv, Dornier DO 228, and Chetak. These are being exported to Mauritius, Nepal, Namibia, and Maldives, and they are being produced by HAL. And one more small point here, that these are 30% cost effective than the comparable helicopters. So not only are we exporting, we are able to manufacture them at a very cost competitive price, right? HL, needless to say, but that is Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. The third one is ammunitions, and these ammunitions are being exported to 8 countries, and they are produced by the Ordnance Factory Board. The next one is Customs Fast Interceptor boats. They are being exported to Mauritius, Mozambique, Seychelles, and Maldives, and they are being manufactured and exported by Garden Reach Shipbuilders Engineers Limited, GRSE basically, L&T, and also Goa Shipyard Limited. The next one is electronic devices. They are being exported to 5 countries. Which one? France, Singapore, Sri Lanka, UK, and USA, and they are being exported by BEL, of course manufactured and exported by Bharat Electronics Limited. The next one is offshore patrol vehicles, and they are powered by medium and heavy machine guns and fast attack craft. Well, they are exported to Mauritius, Sri Lanka, and Seychelles, and they are manufactured and exported by GRSE, again Garden Reach, and GSL, that is Goa Shipyard Limited. The next one is coastal surveillance system, that is being again exported to Mauritius, Seychelles, and Maldives, and this is being primarily manufactured and exported by BEL. The next one is torpedo, and I'm sure you can recall the Bollywood movie Ghazi Attack. That is where we were introduced to this term of torpedo, and that is being again exported and is being manufactured by Bharat Dynamics Limited. The next one is warfare simulators. Again, this is such an important defense related product because this teaches that if a war breaks out, how to react in such situations, and these warfare simulators are again being exported to several countries, and that is being prepared by a listed company again, which is Zen Technologies Limited. Now, if you ask me, the list just goes on and on. I can keep on talking about for the next 2-3 hours easily. But instead of, talking about all these points one by one, now let me show you a glimpse. So again, you'll feel really proud. And for that, have a look at this. If you see, all these different defense related equipments are being manufactured, are being exported by all the companies in India, and I think this is a true testament to the government's initiative of being Atmanirbhar and also having that Atma Vishwas in the defense sector. Well, now let's try and understand some government initiatives in the defense sector, and for that, have a look at this. Now, if you see here, the defense sector got a 5.94 lakh crore approval in the budget of 23-24, which was a jump of 13% over the previous year. So more and more budget the defense sector gets as an allocation, that is going to be a positive sign for this sector. Second point, you can see that the capital outlay pertaining to modernization and infrastructure development increased to 1.62 lakh crore, which is a 57% rise as compared to 2019-20. So what is this point talking about? This is talking about mainly capex, or the capital expenditure in the defense sector. More the merrier, right? And one more point is about the FDI, that is a foreign direct investment in the defense sector. Now, right now, if I'm talking about FDI through the automatic route means government approval is also not required. If that be so, FDI is allowed to the tune of 74%. In simple words, it means that foreign investors would be allowed to invest in the Indian defense companies up to 74%. But if they are going through the government route, that is, if they take government's prior approval, then FDI up to even 100% is allowed. But it is mentioned that this will be allowed wherever government feels that it is likely to result in access to modern technology. It means that we'll also get an access to that latest technology, and maybe in the future we'll also be able to make that different equipments by ourselves. Now let's also have a look at different foreign investors who have already invested in India, and you can have a look at all these names, be it Airbus of France, BAE India Systems of UK. You can see some companies of Switzerland, US, and Israel as well. So all these are the foreign investors who have already invested in the defense in India. Well, till now we were talking about only India, but now let's understand where is India placed if I compare India with all the other countries in the world. And for that, we referred to a report which was issued by Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, and they came up with the latest report which was about top 100 arms producing and military services company. So basically, this talks about top 100 companies in the world which are producing military related products, in simple words. Okay, and out of this top 100 countries in the world, Indian companies find two places. One is HAL at rank 42, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited at rank 42, and BEL, that is Bharat Electronics Limited, at rank 63. Now, till now, I'm sure you might be getting that amazing, proud feeling that wow, we are doing so good. But I think right now you have gotten a reality check that okay, yes, we are doing good, but still there is a long way to go, and we need. I mean, there's no scope of reducing the pace. In fact, we have to keep the car in the fifth gear, and we have to actually keep up the pace of producing and also exporting various defense related equipments. Now, if I were to ask, or if I were to just understand that whatever exports are being made, or whatever sales are being made by different countries in the world, which one tops the list? So for that, I think many of you might have made this guess. US tops the list with 51% share of the total arms sales across the globe. Second one is China with almost 18% share. UK firms at 6.8%, French companies at around 4.9%, Russia barely 3%, and India is also less than 5%. So again, reality check, we are at a very, very low percentage, right? But this was about what? Sales. Now let's talk about imports. Let's talk about purchases. The biggest importer in the world is Saudi Arabia, and the second biggest importer is India. Okay. Now, if I were to ask about from whom are we actually importing, and for that, Russia actually makes up for 45% of the needs of our country, followed by France, which is 29%, and followed by US, which is 11%. So, all in all, I hope you have understood about the global economic scenario. Just one more data point to add up, that if I'm talking about the top spenders in the defense sector, number one spender is US, number two is China, which is spending on defense, and number three in the world is India. I'm sure till now you have understood that what are the main challenges that our defense sector is facing. You've also understood about the different government initiatives for this sector. You've also understood about which specific defense related equipments or products that we are making, we are exporting, and which are the companies that are involved in the manufacture and export. But the big key question here still is that if there is a list of all the listed players about in the defense space, which would they be? And for that, have a look at this. The first one is HAL, the second one is BEL, third one is Bharat Dynamics Limited, the next one is Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders, next is Cochin Shipyard Limited, the next one is BEML, followed by Solar Industries Limited, MTAR Technologies, Paras Defense and Space Technologies, Bharat Forge Limited, Larsen and Toubro, and GNFC. If you want me to make a separate video on any of these companies, please let me know in the comment section. And if you found out amazing value in this video, don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to share this video with your friends so that they also gain some important insights about the defense sector in India. I hope you enjoyed this one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye-bye.